welcome to the Weekly Social, folks. Today we have Jodi Vogan from the Delaney at Parkway Lakes.
Yes.
We also have Priscilla Pfaff here with Select Title.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. Jodi, tell us a little bit about the Delaney. I'm sure people drive by this thing daily, have no idea what's truly there.
Yes, it's a thriving community that they're driving by every day and wouldn't necessarily know that. We are the Delaney at Parkway Lakes senior living community.
Okay.
So we are a community that allows residents to enjoy life at the Delaney within independent living. We also have assisted living neighborhood, and we have memory care.
Okay.
So we consider ourselves an age-in-place community.
So is this 55 and up? Is that where it starts at?
Actually, we start in the 60s,
Okay.
60s, and go up from there. Yes. So it's really great.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's so needed, you know.
It really is. It really is.
Unfortunately. I mean, it is, but you don't want to think about that.
You don't, but what's surprising is there's so much to offer at the Delaney at Parkway Lakes that we enjoy seeing our residents really thrive there and really enjoy all the activities that we have. We have lots of activities. We also offer 3 meals a day, 7 days a week in our dining rooms there at the Delaney. So they have wonderful, nutritious, hot meals every day. And that is something that others might take for granted, and that a lot of people, when they're living at home and it's maybe just one person, wouldn't be cooking for themselves all the time.
Oh, it's hard to cook
It's
for one
hard
person.
to cook for one.
Yes.
And so a lot of times we find they're eating microwavable food
Which
or
is
skipping
full
meals.
of sodium, which is not good for you.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So they move into the Delaney at Parkway Lakes and actually gain a little bit of weight. So it's a good, a nice bonus that we offer that.
On another note, a lot of people think senior living, old folks home, it's like going to the glue factory. It's like going to a country club. It's a resort.
It is very much that. We strive to make that environment very warm, very inviting.
Right.
So those are things, and we offer a lot of services so they don't have to leave, and it makes it very comfortable. We have on-site physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy with Fox Rehab.
Oh, wow.
We have doctors that are on site. We have dentists that comes to visit our residents. We have a salon on site as well, so because we don't want to miss the pampering. Exactly. That's what I mean.
For some you're not old enough.
Thanks. But, how fabulous.
Yes, it's wonderful.
But it keeps everybody active too, instead of just sitting and
Absolutely.
not doing. There's things to think about and get up and do.
There are lots of things to do. We actually have a fitness room. We have classes that go on every day of the week, Monday through
like
Friday.
Jazzercise or
We have
yoga.
we have like chair yoga,
Okay.
stretching exercises, different things that we offer in our fitness room. We also have a couple treadmills, and some regular equipment that they can use for strengthening.
Okay.
So that's something that we
And
offer.
when it gets warmer, you probably do some stuff out in the pool and all that
Well,
kind
we
of stuff.
don't have a swimming pool at the Delaney at Parkway Lakes.
Okay.
But what we have found is that the thriving metropolis of the Delaney at Parkway Lakes inside meets the needs that we have for our residents.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah.
We also have weekly housekeeping, so they don't need to lift a finger.
See,
we have
I'm telling you,
I know. Laundry service.
Ah.
Just saying.
Wow.
So laundry service is available at different levels depending on if you're an independent living assisted or memory care. So we have that as well. So
while we're on that
it's just
topic,
great. Yeah.
The age in place, like the independent living, and then the memory care. I understand it because I network and work with you guys, but the people that are watching this,
Yeah.
they probably don't understand what we're talking about, how you can age in place and then transition.
Yes, that's a great question,
you
Richard.
touch
Absolutely.
on that?
Thank you so much. So age in place for us just means to be able to meet the needs of the folks depending on whatever level that they are at physically.
Okay.
So if you have some folks who are meeting, are very active, independent living might be a great place for them. active residents, those that might need nursing care. 24/7 is available at the Delaney. If they're needing caregiving and extra medicine management, that's available as well in assisted living.
Okay.
And then in memory care, we have that reserved for residents who maybe wouldn't necessarily remember to be triggered to push a pendant if they needed some help or that sort of thing.
Right.
So that's how we look, and we, along with the family, we partner with all of our families to make sure that the residents are cared for in the proper environment that they need.
Yeah.
Does that make
Huge.
sense?
Oh, sure.
That's huge.
Good.
But it's
No, thank you for sharing.
yes,
Sure.
because that, you know, we feel responsible. We want to help. We want to do all those things for our family member, and knowing that those things are in place to take care of them.
Yes.
It's a resource.
Yeah,
Perfect.
It's a peace of mind.
It's total peace of mind. So I have to tell you, if I can tell you my little story of
Oh,
how I
please.
got there.
Please.
I was looking for my own parents 2 years ago, and 2.5 years ago, and fell in love after looking all over. I fell in love with the Delaney at Parkway Lakes because all that it offered, and I just felt it was such a warm environment where the staff really cares about the residents, and the residents and the staff have a wonderful reciprocal relationship that
Yeah.
they appreciate and respect each other. And at the time, my father was a minister in Dallas, and he wasn't ready to leave his church yet. So we waited, and my daughter went off to school the next fall, and I sat there and thought, I loved the Delaney. So I went to work there, and we laughed that I beat my parents there.
Oh,
is what we
wow.
said to the Delaney.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
But I have to share the good news in that 6 months ago they moved into the Delaney,
Okay.
and it has been a fantastic, fantastic move. So I see it from the side of both a staff member and also a family member.
But that's huge. You are a staff member. You see the back side of everything and how it works, and
That
that
speaks
even though
volumes.
you see all that, you still wanted your parents to be in that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do not see any great Oz behind the curtain.
Right.
You know, we all work hard, and what you see from the front is what it is from the inside. Everyone's working hard, and everyone's focus is on the benefits for the residents.
That's
So,
cool.
it's been
That-
great.
That does. That
It's great.
speaks volumes.
Now-
that your own parents were there.
Yes, and I'll tell you, one of the things, my mom has some issues with her back,
Okay.
and they were up in Dallas, and I was like, Mom, if something happens to you, what am I going to do? I can't help you.
You're 4
You're too
hours
far away.
Right.
And so we made the decision to move very quickly and get them here. Once my dad said, okay, I said, let's get them.
Done.
So within
Yeah.
a couple weeks,
Yeah.
they were here. And we really want our families to know that it's the best time to move to the Delaney when they're at their best. So they can enjoy what we offer, all the activities,
Oh.
those things that we need them to enjoy while they're able and capable of doing whatever, to whatever extent they can do.
That really makes
Speaking of
sense,
that,
Jodi. That really makes sense.
typically what I see, and I'm just saying from my perspective,
Mm-hmm.
the kids will come home around the holidays, see mom and dad, and notice that something's off. They can't be alone anymore,
Mhm.
and then it becomes a knee-jerk reaction.
It's a knee-jerk emergency.
Right.
It turns into a fire drill.
Right.
Yes, and that's a
Right.
really hard time because everything is so emotional. It's such a hard time to really see what is available and what's offered
Right.
when you're in a state of panic.
Right.
It's hard.
So I guess what you're saying kind of is, hey guys, you know, as you're getting older and, you know, just check out things, look at things and explore it so, you know, you see the you know, what is available to you and it's not that knee-jerk reaction that has
Yes.
to happen for the family members.
Absolutely, and don't be scared to come and see us. it's more than what you would expect.
Can they come by and tour anytime?
We would love for each resident to have family members, before they become residents, of course,
Right.
family members and residents to come and experience what we have at the Delaney Parkway Lakes.
That's
So
cool.
they can see firsthand what it is that we have.
Sure.
And so many residents to-be come to us and want to come and dine with us to experience what the flavors are in the
Yeah,
Delaney.
yeah.
So we welcome that as well.
Okay.
We welcome that as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes. Yes, and I have to go back, but I have to tell you quickly.
Sure.
This is real time. This week, my mom fell. And
Oh.
she was in the hospital.
Mm.
She's doing fine now. She's a little banged up, but I have to tell you, she is so thankful to be at the Delaney, where she's already settled in, where home health resources, who's on site,
Oh,
can
wow.
care for her should they need
Okay.
the extra care. Physical therapy is there.
Right.
The meals are already there and prepared. Housekeeping is there. All that she
You
would
don't
need
have to look for any of that, which is what you would do if you lived at home.
if
But-
you lived at home.
But also,
Exactly.
what she's doing is, okay, this has happened, and I don't want to be a burden on
Yes.
my husband, my daughter,
Absolutely.
you know.
Absolutely.
And that's what she's thinking about and thinking, I'm not going to be.
That's right.
Proactive.
Very. And I would really encourage families to be proactive so they can see their loved ones thrive. And if that day should come and something should happen, we're prepared to help that family member at that time or that resident at that time.
And they have a plan now versus a knee-jerk reaction.
Right.
Yes.
But it just, your mindset is so different when you look at it that way. I've never really thought about it. But, you know, your mom's sitting there and thinking, oh no, well now what happens? Well, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And
It's all
if-
taken care of.
Yeah.
Now, if she needed a further, she's in independent living with my father, but if something should happen, she could easily transition to the assisted living area should they
Right.
need that. But luckily, that's not a situation that we're dealing with this week. But again, that's something that we have. In assisted living, we go above and beyond what the state of Texas requires. So we have nursing staff available 24/7, as I mentioned earlier. And that's really peace of mind that
Yes,
we were
ma'am.
talking to
Yes, ma'am.
earlier, Priscilla. So and the caregivers and the med techs are available 24/7 in assisted living and memory care. And so that is something that sets us apart, and knowing how we can help those residents that are needing that additional care.
What's a
during that time.
med tech?
Medicine, good question. Thank you. Thank you. I forget sometimes. A med tech.
It's okay.
We have specialists who come in and they are absolutely taking care of managing the medications. So
Okay.
they'll get the medications, they'll organize the medications and dispense
And
to the
make sure it's
residents.
cohesive and nothing's going to
Absolutely.
counter-produce or what.
Right.
I don't.
That we
Yes.
we have the charts and we make sure, just like in a hospital,
Okay.
where they have the charts and they make sure to dispense to the patients, we're doing that
Okay.
for our residents.
Similar to a
Okay.
pharmacist, I guess?
Well, the pharmacist will send all the medications
Okay.
to us through a company called Omnicare, and that we receive that, and then we organize it, and then we dispense. And it depends on what the level of care is that our residents need in assisted living. Some might have a little bit some might need a little more care.
Right.
With medicine or with activities for helping with daily living activities and helping
Okay.
them get dressed in the morning, take shower, that kind of
Right.
thing.
Right.
And another may not need as much time and may not need as much medicine.
Okay.
So I'm kind of transitioning into our levels of care. And so med techs and our medicine dispensing is part of our level of care.
Okay.
And what we do is we assess with our Director of Health Services to determine what is needed. And for our assisted living residents and our memory care residents, how can we serve you the best?
Right.
And so based on that, we will have a level of care that's assigned to the residents to know when our caregivers should come in and help, when our medicine technicians should come in and dispense medicine.
Uh-huh.
If Fox Rehab needs to help with physical therapy, that's part of it as well.
It's an army
a
of
package.
people.
It's an army of people. And it is a package, so to speak, for each individual resident. And we see
So-
them individually.
Well, but it also benefits the residents because, okay, you could go into a facility that, you know, okay, all these things are offered and you're paying for it even if you don't need it.
Right.
What y'all are doing is being specific to what is needed and taking care of that, and it's not overcharged.
Over budget.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. We work with individuals to make sure that they're getting what they need. We will reassess. Sometimes they need a little more care. Sometimes they need a little less. They're
Right.
doing great with rehab,
Right.
physical rehab or something like that, and so we'll go down in our level of care.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we just address the issues and customize
Okay.
each
Okay.
individual's needs.
So, I guess, you know, when somebody, you know, you're thinking about going and moving to one of these facilities, you know, what do you need to be thinking about? What do, I don't know.
With the
You
thought
know what I
process
mean? Yeah.
of when should you look into doing it?
When should you and what should you have in place to do it? I don't know.
Priscilla
There's-
was this morning, so that's when she started thinking about it.
Well,
Hey, that's
you
better than
know,
not.
you know.
Better than not.
Thanks, Richard. But you know, I guess that's you know
Yes.
how do we help our loved ones?
Right.
And I guess just kind of get in that mindset
Right,
maybe,
get
or is there
information.
some things that we need to really think about
Yes.
to make sure that I don't know. My mind's whirling.
Yes, I would think that a lot of times our families are coming when their loved ones are done taking care of the house. They're done with taking
They're
care of the exhausted.
Right.
Done with the lawn, done with all of the little tasks that need to be worked on around the house.
Yeah.
And they're really ready to, we call it right sizing. So it's not necessarily downsizing, it's taking what's essential and what's most important to an individual
Mhm.
and carrying that along with them into the next journey.
Okay.
It gives them freedom too, because they're not married to all the other stuff they have to do.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
are they furnished when they move in, or
We allow residents to furnish their own apartments
okay,
because those belongings that they are keeping, those are the things that are special to them.
right?
And a lot of people have that special recliner that they just love,
Mm-hmm.
or enjoy the size of bed they have, or whatever that might be. So they bring their own belongings, to put anything on the walls that they like, all the pictures they would like,
Okay.
and can do that. To answer your question also, I would say as far as families looking to see what is hard to manage. Is it hard to manage the medical care that the resident to be might have? Is it hard for them to manage their level of need? Are they going to the doctor? Are they not going to the doctor? Are they missing
Okay.
appointments?
Right.
That sort of thing would be another
Okay.
guide. I'm sitting at home, and so many families we hear from, their loved one is sitting at home watching TV.
That's not healthy.
That's not healthy,
It's
and
not.
there's nothing else for them to do until they see the world open when they
Right.
walk through the doors of the Delaney and
Right.
Parkway Lakes. So that really, does that help you kind
Yes,
of give
it
you
does. It does.
some ideas?
It's because, like, you know, my father, you know, is doing amazing. I am so grateful.
Good.
But you know, he has a girlfriend. They go and eat lunch. They go to church together.
Mhm.
They do those things. They talk to each other every morning. Talk to each other every night. It gives me some peace of mind because
Sure.
I know that if she can't get a hold of him, she's going to call me and say, hey, I can't get a hold of him. And so that gives me peace of mind. But at the same time, you know, he did just turn 87.
Wow.
Yes, and those are the times when a family might wonder, is this a good time? And that's when we encourage them
Right.
to really look at all the activities that we offer as an active father.
Yes,
You've got,
right.
he can do all of the things. We have from poker to Roomy Cube to bingo to concerts that we
Oh, wow,
have.
concerts.
Yes, concerts.
So
Exactly, it's so fun. So, I mean, we just have a plethora. We usually have about 6 to 7, maybe 8 activities a day, and that's an
Daily.
independent living, 6 to 7-ish, and assisted living and memory care as well. So we handle all of those different activities for our residents in the different levels they have.
Just
So it's
thinking
fun.
about the activities, getting all that scheduled and
I
planned
know.
out and done, and I'm like, ooh,
I
that's
know.
a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Logistics.
But
Yes.
I will also
Yes.
say, those folks and families who find their residents, their loved one in need, we are very on top of that as well. If someone is coming and their loved one has been in a rehab hospital after surgery or after a fall,
Mhm.
something
Right.
like that, we can also accommodate those individuals as well. That's why our nursing care is there in assisted living, why
Okay.
we have built in the ability to help most of the family members' loved ones. So even in a
Okay.
time of emergency, we can usually make that happen.
So, quick question, just so I
Sure.
understand that. So, let's say somebody needs care for 3 to 6 months temporarily, and if they get through the rehab, they can go back to living their normal life. Are you saying that you guys can do that? And I'm clarifying.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks for clarifying. So a couple things. Some folks maybe they had surgery, so they'll go to a rehabilitation hospital to get stronger,
Right.
and then they are discharged, but they can't go home. They need to do something more additionally
Got
because
it.
they can't go home to care for themselves.
Right.
What do you do?
Until they get through that physical
That's
therapy to
right.
strengthen back up.
So we will take residents.
That's a great resource.
I know.
Mhm.
Who we can continue the rehab and rehabilitation at the Delaney at Parkway
Mhm.
Lakes. They have the meals, they have the housekeeping, they have the
Right.
laundry service,
They have all
all of
the
that.
staff that you guys
So they can
provide.
continue to get stronger.
So what's the percentage, Jodi, that would have, somebody come in, they need to have the rehab, they need to do that kind of thing, and then they say, I think I'll just stay.
A lot. We have a lot. So
You
most
know?
of our family members,
Freedom.
yes,
Right. They realize what that is once you get there.
that's right. It
Right.
takes some time to adjust, but once you've done that, they see that it's bringing not only their family members peace of mind, but themselves peace of mind. Because they don't have to rely on their family members.
Right.
And it brings independence for them. So
Yeah.
they really
Yeah.
find
That's huge.
it's very huge. Now, we do have some folks that stay just temporarily, but that's not the norm.
Okay.
The norm is that we have the residents who just decide to stay with us.
Mhm.
And we
So like
enjoy that.
90%,
I would
bet.
say at least that much.
So I have to ask, because people that work in the senior care communities,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different individual. What was your passion or what attracted you to it, I guess is my question.
Yes, that's a great question. I found my love for the Delaney when I went to visit.
Right.
And
Right.
looked for my family, and I found it's my ministry really to care for the residents in the way that I do. I'm in sales and marketing
Okay.
at the Delaney at Parkway Lakes, so I help families find that place for their loved one, and I adore it. I honestly do see it as my ministry at the Delaney at Parkway Lakes, and so many do. I'm not the only one.
Yes, but that's
But
the
I found
culture.
Exactly.
And that's, y'all are all feeling the same way because of the culture that was set.
Absolutely.
And so it's just following through with all the employees, and that's why everybody feels so warm when you walk in.
I absolutely think so. And when you come in to experience the Delaney, folks are not afraid to say hi.
Oh, yeah.
When they come to eat lunch, we've got all kinds of residents that are wanting to introduce themselves to the folks that are visiting. And so they see for themselves
That's cool.
how comfortable
Mhm.
it is in our environment.
And that they can make friends.
Absolutely.
Just like your
Yes.
parents, they were in Dallas.
Yes.
So they come down here, then those friends are left there.
Yes.
Now what am I going to do?
Yes, and I have to say, my mother said this week she's missing going down to do all the activities, bingo and all the happy hours and everything else that we do, because she misses her friends. And it's great to hear that after 6 months, only 6 months, she feels that connected to the new friends that she has.
Yeah.
And my father goes to work every day, so he comes back to the Delaney at Parkway Lakes, and he loves getting my mom ready, and they'll go down and have dinner together, enjoy the sing-alongs. They have sing-alongs after dinner. That is hymns and patriotic songs that the residents do. And we'll enjoy listening to that, as my parents do. But then they'll go back up to their room and watch a movie and go to sleep. So there's a schedule that is also healthy for any person to have a schedule. And these schedules help anybody stay healthy.
Healthy and active and
When they have access
they're
to
social.
everything,
They're social.
You're limited.
Because you're not losing your being social.
Exactly. And I will say, even for memory care, our residents in memory care, we keep them very busy. So we do give them downtime, because memory care residents need a little bit more rest in between activities.
Okay.
Just because it's been such a time of focus.
Right.
They need to just kind of relax for a minute, but we do these activities for them. We have what's called heartfelt connections, which is a way that we work with the residents to meet them where they are, and where their needs are, and respect each one of our residents on a personal level. So we love our memory care residents as well.
How did the Delaney come to fruition? Who's behind it?
Yes, so we are owned and operated by Life Care Services. Life Care Services has been around for 53 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so this is
A little bit of
not,
history.
yes, a little bit. They have 104 Life Care Services. It has 140 properties around the states.
Okay.
And so they are very much a solid company, and draw from their own experience in these last 50 years that they've been in this business, as well as looking for new trends to keep current.
Right.
But they absolutely make sure that seamless transitions occur when things do need to.
So they might have a facility in Florida, your parents may live there or something, but yet I'm here, I could go here and look at the facility, kind of to see how it works, and then say, hey, there is one in Florida, y'all ought to go check it out.
I did that this week. We have someone who's interested in looking in Katy for their family, but the loved one lives in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
So I spoke to our Life Care Services community up in Connecticut, where close to their town, and said, hey, they'd like to look when they come to visit Connecticut.
Yeah.
And so they can compare and see what it looks like, but it gave them peace of mind to know there was another Life Care Services close by.
Right.
Because we are very similar in the way that we care for our residents.
Okay.
I'm
That's
for the
important.
facility personally. It's a beautiful complex, and it's huge.
Yes.
How many people does it?
Yes, so it's huge and small at the same time. We
Okay.
have 3 buildings. We have one for memory care, one for assisted living, and one for independent living.
Right.
We have about 120 apartments, approximately 120-ish apartments in independent living. We have 55 in assisted living. We have 30-ish in memory care.
Okay.
So the nice thing is, while the building is big and we're able to help everybody, it becomes very small.
With the size.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
So it becomes a more personal experience than it looks like from the outside.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's huge.
If somebody wants to come out and tour the property, what's the best way for them to connect with you guys?
Yes.
And where are you guys located at?
Perfect. So we are located at 21700 Bel Air Boulevard in Richmond, Texas, just south of Katy. Our zip is 77407, and our phone number is 832-945-1800.
So do they need to schedule to come in, or can they just
They can.
pop by?
You can drop in if you'd like to see what we have, but we do recommend making an appointment just so we can be ready for you and personalize this experience for you to the best of our ability.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, that's, it's just so needed, so thank you.
Thank
and
you
that
for having
answers
me.
a lot of
Yes.
questions.
That's perfect.
So my head's not swirling like it was earlier.
Perfect.
Okay, all the different, what do we need to do and think about, and because you've got the steps in place and you help the people.
And we do. We help them along the process.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh, Jodi, that's huge, and I can see why it's just, part of your heart and soul, and
It
you're
is.
helping
It is.
and doing all those things for people. So
Thank
thank
you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank
I
you,
appreciate
Richard.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll see you guys next week. And if you would, go check out the Delaney. Go see these people. It's a wonderful community over there.
Yes.
You're really going to enjoy it, guys.
Wonderful. Thank you, Richard.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. That's it.
There we go.
Went fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it was great.